What's going on, guys? Welcome to my second battle report. So, this is between me and a friend from my gaming club who plays Empire. So, 2500 points. Um, we rolled off for deployment and got classic deployment with secondary objective hold the center. So, the big red die at the middle of the table is our turn counter and also shows you where the center is. So let's just go through my list to begin with. This is actually after deployment and after scouts, but before vanguards. So he actually dropped I chose side. He had the option to go first, but only dropped one unit, and I dropped everything so that he got to counter deploy to me. So from left to right, I got 5 Illyrian Reavers with bows, another unit of Reavers with bows. That's a unit of 10 Grey Watchers. I'm just trying them out, so you'll have to excuse my unpainted models and proxying. Next to them is a unit of 28 Lion Guards. They have full command, banner of becalming. In with them I also have my BSB with a 2 up, 5 up and a great weapon. It's kinda hard to see, but I also have one of my mages there. He's dressed as a Lothian Sea Guards, so we'll see if you can make it out. He's a level 2 Path of White Magic with a Dispel Scroll. So next to them in the front is a unit of 5 Silverhams with Stunner Bearer and Musician. And behind them are my 2 Princes on chariots. So the one to the left has a 1 up armor save, rerollable, with a 3 up ward save against magical attacks. He also has Flesh Render and Shard of Senurn. Next to him is my General. He has a 1 up armor save with Bluffer's Helm, 4 up ward save, the Holy Icon, and a great weapon. And to the right of them is a unit of 25 Lothian Sea Guards with full command. In with them, to the left, is my second level 2 mage. He's also rocking Path of White Magic with the item that gives you 1 extra spell. And here at the edge of the table we have another unit of 10 Grey Watchers. I forgot to mention they both have longbows and paired weapons. So over to his deployment, going from left to right, he has a unit of 5 Electoral Cavalry. I think it was with full command. In front of them is a unit of 20 Heavy Infantry with spears and shields. They are support unit to the other unit of Heavy Infantry. It's 40 of them with sword and board, full command. Next to them on the hill is a volley gun, and after that we have a unit of 10 handgunners. To the left is an engineer on a horse with the Empire handgun. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like 3 strength 4 armor piercing shots, something like that. They have a champion with the long rifle, and he has a level 2 wizard with path of fire and a dispel scroll. He rolled up for burning ramparts and fireball. Next to them we have another unit of 10 handgunners with champion, long rifle. To the left is a level 3 Path of Wilderness Wizard with the Book of Power, or whatever it's called. It's the one that gives you +1 to cast and dispel. And to the right is his BSB. his BSB has basically as a one-up armor save and skull splitter. I think he's just there at the moment to give the BSB leadership bubble, but we'll probably switch unit later. Um, Next to them is a unit of Imperial Guard, uh, 25 of them, full command. He has a prelate in there with a one-up rerollable armor save, and yes, the Star Mace. So the items he had was like Blessed Armor of Frederick, Star Mace, and I think he had something more, but I can't remember. Next to them, in the back, is a unit of, I think it's 7 Imperial Cavalry. So it's the Electoral Cavalry with the Imperial upgrade. In with them, he has his General. It's the unpainted model. His General is a Knight Commander with. He had tons of stuff. Let's see. He had a one-up armor save with Bluffer's Helm, Flame Lance, and the Winter Cloak. So it's pretty hard to kill. In front of them is another unit of 20 heavy infantry, spears and shields. They are also a support unit to the Imperial Guard, and in front of them are a unit of 5 readers with the champion. This is after Vanguard, but he made a mistake, so he will move them again. So I'll explain to you in the next picture, I think. Yeah, that's just another mortar in the forest. This is the spells I rolled. So Luminous Bolts, Phoenix Rises, and Arcane Dissolution. And for the other mage I had Guiding Hand and Cataclysm. So here I Vanguard up. Like he got to Vanguard first, then I Vanguarded in response. Then he didn't realize my Reavers had Vanguard. So I said he can move them, we can just do it over because we just started. So he's gonna switch, move them around a bit. Yeah, so he moves them like this instead, and I just back my Reavers up a little bit. So that starts my turn 1. And I start off by taking a March test, and I always assume I'm gonna make these because I can roll 3 dice and just remove the highest one. But I roll 3 5s, so I fail it, which sucks because I wanted to just squeeze past those readers and end up in his back line. But I end up just staying put, and my other unit of Reavers run past them or behind them. So I could have backed up with them, but then I thought he will just turn his readers around and kill the other unit of Reavers. Reavers. So yeah, I just stay there. We go over to shooting phase actually, and nothing of note happened in Magic. So my unit of Reavers managed to do 1 wound to the mortar, and my unit of scouts take out the last 2. And this is my second unit of Grey Watchers shooting at the volley gun. So I rolled 2 poison hits and managed to do 2 wounds to him. So he's still alive. That's the end of my phase. So we go over to Empire, turn 1. I actually jumped straight to Magic here. Basically in movement he just shuffled up with most of his things. You will see it in the next picture. For Magic he rolled 9 dice. He actually rolled like crazy high every Magic phase, or every Magic phase apart from 1. But I rolled pretty good as well, so it's fair enough. This shows. Yeah, he cast Swarm of Insects, but not on this unit of Grey Watchers, but the other unit, and he kills 4 of my guys, and that's the only thing he gets through. So that's the end of his Magic phase. Yeah, so here you get an overview of the battlefield. Um, this is after my movement, turn 2, so I'll just go over everything. His general's unit switch to, they turn to face my reavers. His Imperial Guard and support unit just moves up. His handgunners stay put with his mages. His unit of heavy infantry and the support unit just moves up. The electoral cav moves along with them but stays behind. So what I did in my movement was, his readers here to the closest to us killed my unit of reavers. But so what I did was I turned my Grey Watchers to face his volley gun, my depleted unit of Grey Watchers. You can see there are only 5 now, so he killed another one with shooting. And I'm offering up my flank, the Grey Watcher's flank, to the Imperial Guard. But I don't mind because my White Lions and my chariots are in position to countercharge if he decides to go for it. He can also charge my Silverhams, but it's the same thing there. If he does, I will lose my Silverhams, but then I will countercharge. And I just stay put with my Lord and Seaguard so that I don't suffer any move and shoot penalty. I also don't want to get in range for the volley gun before it's dead. So over to my magic phase, I roll an 8. And I start off by casting Arcane Dissolution on his prelate, and I get a wound through and I destroy his Duskstone, so no more rerolls. He saves his dice to stop the Cataclysm, but I cast it with Irresistible Force or miscast, and he decides to let it go just to see what happens to me. So I kill like 18 or 12, I don't know, maybe 15 of his guys, and as a miscast, I didn't take a picture, but it was the mage with Guiding Hand and Cataclysm. I rolled an 11, so I lost all my spells. The good thing about Cataclysm is like it remains in play. It only ends if it's dispelled or if the wizard is slain. But so even though I lost my wizard levels, it stays here, so he has to dispel it if he wants to save the unit. At least that's how we played it. If we played it wrong, please let me know in the comments. But I think that's how it works. So here we go straight over to shooting, and this is just me killing his volley gun with my Grey Watchers. I also start picking at his support units. The reason I'm shooting at them is because I didn't move my Grey Watchers back. I could have. I was like 26 inches away from the volley gun, so I could have moved back and stayed at 30 inches. But I think at the moment I'm like 10 inches away from the Grey Watchers are like 10 inches away from the support unit. And what I was thinking was I can just pick off a few of these guys, and if he wants to, he can declare that charge, and he will probably fail it, and I will get a stand and shoot. And after that, if he still wants to charge it, I think I can take it in combat. So that's why I'm trying to whittle this down a bit, so just to make sure that my Grey Watchers can handle them in combat. So this is his turn 2, and he declares that charge, so I stand and shoot. He actually also declares a charge with the electoral cavalry behind them, so the support unit has to make the charge in order for the electoral cavalry to be able to get by them and combo charge. So I just hold because it's like he needs like an 11, and he fails. So this is after the stand and shoot. He killed a couple more, of his guys. Yeah, he also declared the charge here, and I just stand. That's fine by me. He turned his general's unit uh, back towards the center and moved up a bit. His readers stand getting into position to kill my reavers. Yeah, and we go over to, let's see here. This is this is a magic phase. What is this? Yeah, he moved up with the heavy infantry as well. I'm trying to figure out what he cast here. Okay, this is just movement. He moved up. This is an overview of the battlefield, and he rolls a 10 on the magic phase. So he starts off by casting a fireball on my silver helms. I let it go because I want to make sure I stop the beast within on his imperial guard, because I don't want them to be buffed up for my counter charge. But he managed to get 5 wounds through, and this is my armor save roll. So I managed to save all of them actually. Yeah, he lets cataclysms go off because he just wants to focus on casting spells, so they take a bunch of more casualties. And we go over to shooting phase, and he shoots up this unit. I only have the standard bearer left. Kills all of them. Yeah, and we go over to combat phase. So this was pretty funny. This is actually after combat, so we only managed to kill 1. And we weren't in a challenge or anything. He just fluffed his attacks. So here I was actually I wanted him to kill more, because these Grey Watchers are just in the way from my counter charge. So I was like, fuck, damn it. And we add everything up, and I think I'm at like a 3. I think I'm at leadership 3. And I roll and I pass it, and I'm like, fuck, damn it. And he says I had no idea about this rule, but he says you can choose if you want to use the general's leadership or not. And he was like, yeah, since you didn't want to pass it, you wouldn't have chosen to use the general's leadership, so so you just auto break. That's how the rules work. And I'm like, oh, okay, really? So if he's okay with that, I was fine with it. So we just played it as that they broke and ran away. So yeah, they ran like 8 inches or 7 inches through my white lines, and I lost 2 more to dangerous terrain. And that's over to my turn 3. So I declare charge with my white lions and 1 of my chariots. I'm thinking that will be more than enough to get the job done, and my general can just get into position for to stop his general's unit from counter-charging. But we go over to what I roll, and I roll a 3 on the white lions. I needed a 5, so they fail charge. I just stumble forward, and I didn't take a picture of it, but my chariot makes it in by himself, and I think like he will be fine. But the only thing is, I'm worried about his support unit with spears. They got lethal strikes against chariots, so we'll see about that. Here, yeah, I just keep shooting at his unit. I shot at his unit with Cataclysm on, and they panic and run away. And other than that, I just keep shooting at his unit with his support units. Okay, so let's see. Here you can see my chariot makes it in, and Yeah, this is after shooting. If I didn't take a picture of magic faces, it just means nothing of note happened. But Cataclysm goes off again, so only 4 guys left here. Here, yeah, he. Let's see here. He doesn't issue a challenge, and neither does I. And I'm directing all my attacks at this prelate to remove the hatred from the unit. I managed to kill him off before anyone else strikes. But he still puts 2 wounds on me, so that has me a little bit worried. And yeah, that's yeah, I stick. So I think it's like I lose by 2, but I'm on an 8 rerollable or something like that. So I'm fine. Over to Empire, turn 3. Yeah, so his support unit and his electoral cab declares a charge on my Grey Watchers. So first I stand and shoot at the support unit, who flees. You can see they're in the back. They ran through his electoral cab and there's only 2 guys left. And when these guys declare a charge, I just flee. I only flee like 2 inches though, but they needed like a 10 or something to catch me. So they failed charge. I was lucky there. Here, yeah, moves up a bit. Oh, you couldn't see it in my face, but I moved up my standard bearer to chaff up his general's unit, and he decides not to charge it. He's probably just gonna shoot it down. I also moved up my general a little bit. You can see him in the corner. Yeah, these guys doesn't rally, so they keep running. And for magic phase, he rolls double 6s. So a big magic phase. He casts some magic missiles to whittle down my Lord and Sea Guards, and I don't think he gets anything else through. So I probably used my dispel scroll at this phase. So we go over to shooting. Yeah, this is his shooting, and he just missed a bunch of attacks, but at least he killed the standard bearer and a few more of my Lord and Sea Guards. So we go to close combat, and this time he decides to issue a challenge. So I just get max overkill on his champion, but he's steadfast, so he's fine. His support unit also move up to get into my flank, and yeah, that's the thing with my Princess on Chariots, or this one, because he has a 1-up rerollable armor save and a 3-up ward save against magical attacks. But against these sheep farmers or wherever that got spears, if he rolls some lethal strikes, I don't get anything because they just ignore my armor save, and it's mundane attacks. So if I'm unlucky, he can get some wounds through with those guys. Oh, yeah, this is his close combat phase. So we'll go over straight to my turn 4, and I charge in my general. That was a no-brainer. My thinking is I need to finish these guys up quickly. So I actually stick out a little bit to the left, so if he wants to, he can counter charge with his general's unit into my general. But I'm not worried. If he does, I will just issue a challenge, and yeah, he will take DTs from the forest, and I will get so much combat rest from the Imperial Guard, so I should be fine. These Grey Watchers, I just try to bait him. I don't think he will go for it. With like, maybe he will get a brain fart and charge the Grey Watchers instead of my chariot. So I just move them out like that. My Lion Guards moves up a bit, so his knights can charge my Lion Guards as well if they want to, but I'm fine with that too. I don't think they don't have a very good matchup, like against my chariots or my Lion Guards. Actually, he needs to do some more damage with shooting and magic before he can take them on, I think. Yeah, here I just stay put, and we go over to, yeah, because, I just stay put. We go over to magic, I roll a 10, cast Arcane Dissolution, and I roll really high, so he decides to let it go. I cast it on his general. No, he doesn't let it go. He tries to stop it with 4 dices. I think he wasted the rest of his dices on something else before. So I got it through on his general, and he takes a wound, and I destroy his winter cloak. So no more distracting, no more 5 upward save. That's great for me. This here just shows a bunch of shooting. I shot with my Loveland Sea Guards at his electoral cavalry. This is actually, I took a picture because all of these was wounds who got through, but he managed to armor save all of them anyways, so it didn't end up mattering. Yeah, we go over to combat phase. This is after combat, and we do a bunch of wounds. I don't remember how many they were before, but they were like 20, and now they are 7. So yeah, we killed 13 guys. That's a lot. Yeah, they're still steadfast though, so they stick. Yeah, but they will. I will be able to finish that up soon. So this is over to his turn 4, and he declares a charge with his electoral cavalry again. And this time, just because I fled such a short distance before, he was pretty close, so I chose to flee. My thinking was I should flee a bit further this time, so when I rally in my turn, even if he declares a charge again, I should be at a comfortable range so I can stand and shoot, and we'll just drag this out. See what happens. But so I flee, and they fail to catch me. I actually flee 11 inches, so that was really far. I'm really close to the board edge here, so I hope I rally. Yeah, these guys charge in my front. They didn't take the bait, unfortunately. These guys do not rally, so they keep running. Here he actually scoots over to the right with his general's unit, and as he's doing this, I'm like holding my breath because in my opinion he's making a mistake. You will see why. Yeah, so this is a better of an overview. So as he's moving to the right, he's thinking he's gonna avoid the white lions and just wait for a better opportunity to strike. I'm guessing he's gonna try to whittle them down a bit more first. And but what I'm seeing is I just need to kill. I'm gonna wipe out that unit of Imperial Guard, and then my general will be free to charge right into that unit. He actually realizes this too in like his magic or his shooting phase, and he's like, fuck, but then he says like, okay, so if I kill your other prince, I can overrun into your general, right, and keep him there. So I said, yeah, absolutely, and so that's what he's hoping for. He's just gonna direct all of his attacks at my prince to the right, just to try to kill him, so he can keep my general in combat. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this here shows just an overview here. Magic phase, yeah, this magic phase he rolled a 6, so this is the phase he rolled pretty low. And yeah, I'm guessing, don't remember what he, let's see here. Yeah, he tried to cast something and I stopped it. Here he gets through like I think it's a swarm of insects, and this is shooting. Yes, keep shooting at these guys, and we go to combat, and I wipe these guys out. And kill 3 of them as well, and he doesn't manage to put any wounds on my guy. So no sixes, and we go over to my turn 5. So yeah, you can't really see it in this picture, but my general charged in to his general's unit. I roll for dangerous terrain, but I pass all of them, luckily. Yeah, here you can see it a bit better. My Lord and Sea Guard actually declare a charge on the flank of his electoral cavalry. I think I needed a 9, but I failed it. No, they chose to flee, just in case. So they run through the forest. I don't remember if they lost a guy here or earlier to the dangerous terrain. Yeah, this was amazing. Here, I'm taking my rally test, and I take 3 dices as usual and remove the highest, but I roll a 5, 5, and a 6, so I fail it. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm thinking I'm losing this unit. They're pretty expensive. They are like 180 or 190 points. So I roll my flee distance and I roll snake eyes, and we measure it over and over, and I barely make it. I'm right at the board edge, so they actually managed to survive. So I was really lucky there. Yeah, we go over to this. This just shows you an overview. Yeah, so my prince to the right is still stuck with those that support unit. We'll see. Now I'm a bit more confident here, actually, because I just need to stick this combat phase. After that, he will take diminishing returns, hopefully on that unit, so he shouldn't be able to kill me. Yeah, these guys just run behind the hill to conserve points. This guy's rally. Yeah, over to magic phase. I roll a 10, and I get through Phoenix Rises, the boosted version, on my general, just to give him +1 strength. He was already at full wounds, but I just cast it for the strength, and I put the counter on the other prince, so just to make sure he survives. Yeah, so that crown there is representing the attributes. So this is just an overview of the battlefield. We go into combat here. Yeah, shooting didn't do anything because like one unit of Grey Watchers is hiding, the other one just rallied, and my Sea Guards failed charge, so I don't have any shooting left. In close combat, he declares a challenge with his champion, and I get max overkill, but he sticks on steadfast. So yeah, we are stuck here. We go over to his turn, and as usual, I forget to take a picture of movement, but this is magic phase. He rolls a 10 and just keeps casting at these guys. Yeah, they're getting really low here. Yeah, his readers charging the flank of my general. You can also see that in my combat phase. Oh no, this is after combat, actually, after his combat. So I managed to whittle those that support unit down to 4 guys, and they broke, and I just reformed. And now when he's charging with his readers and we go into close combat, I'm thinking this can't be close combat yet. Have we done shooting? Yeah, this is probably with shooting. So this is close combat. So what I do, even though he got a ton of attacks right now going at me with those readers, like they have a special rule, they can shoot into close combat, and he has his general and his BSB and all of that. I actually don't issue a challenge. So what I'm thinking is He probably won't issue one either, because this is his best chance to try to kill me. And I'm thinking I'm gonna direct all my attacks at his readers. So because if I wipe them out, my other chariot can charge into that combat and join him. Um, so he doesn't issue a challenge, and yeah, another picture showing the same thing. And this is after combat. So I only do 3 wounds. I fluff like crazy, and he doesn't do any wounds to me because he had a bunch of attacks, but it's just so hard to get through. Like he's hitting me on 4s, wounding me on 4s. I have a 1-up armor save. Yeah, and he has a reroll successful rolls to wound, and the 4-up ward save. It's just so hard. But I don't manage to kill all the readers, so we're stuck like this. I think I don't remember who lost here. Maybe let's see. He's a standard, BSB, a flank, and a charge. He has 4 against my 3. Yeah, so I lose by 1. So I'm on a 9 rerollable and sticks. And we go to my turn 6. And yeah, let's see. My Loven Sea Guards. Yeah, this is before movement. I don't know if I took a picture of it, but what I'm gonna do is reform the Sea Guards and move to the right, and I reform the Wet Lions and move to the left, just to try to give the Sea Guards hard cover. With the Sea Guards, I was thinking if, like, should I do anything else with them, but this is so late into the game, so I'm just gonna secure the objective. Charge in here. These guys, yeah, they rallied at least, or did they rally last turn? Maybe they rallied this turn. Magic Face rolls up at 10. I get Luminous Bolts off on the handgunners. Actually, what I wanted to get through was +1 strength and recover a wound. So this is just to draw out his dices, and I miscast. So I'm like hoping I don't roll. Yeah, he takes a bunch of casualties here at least. So I'm just hoping I don't roll like a 2, 3, or a 4. And I roll a 6. So I'm like, okay, at least that shouldn't be too bad, right? Wrong. I kill a bunch of my guys, like 12 of my guys, I think. Put a wound on my mage. I'm like, fuck. And you can see just he's shining up because my Sea Guards are really depleted and my Lions are really depleted. So either he can try to finish off the Sea Guards or try to get the Wet Lions below 25%, just to get some points. And over to combat here. Yeah, this is, let's see, when I charged in the side of the breeders, that was in his phase. Yeah, then in that phase, his general issued a challenge to my general, and I got 1 wound through on him. I'm sorry, I forgot to go over that. So his general is down to his last wound. I killed his readers, overran into this unit. So here I'm thinking I'm gonna take this whole unit now. I just need to get 1 wound through on the general. My other guy, I pop my shot of Senin, take a wound on myself. I just need to kill 3 knights. If his general also dies, I'll break his steadfast, get that whole unit. But this is actually after combat. So I don't do any wounds to his general. I fluff again, and even though I rolled like 6 on my impact hits, so I got 7 impact hits, and all of my other attacks, it's like 17 attacks from 1 chariot. I kill like 1 knight. So we haven't removed the knight here because we're in shock. So 1 of the knights are dead, 1 or 2, but it was still crazy low, and his general survived too. So he just sticks. He doesn't manage to take any wounds on me, but damn, yeah, this shows you my movements, and we go over. This is his turn. Uh, Basically, not much happens in Magic. In movement and in Magic, he rolls an 11 and he channels, and I channels. So it's 12 dices to 7, and he just, yeah, he gets this unit with a redwood shaft. That's just my mage is the only one that's left. He's down to 1 wound, so he gets full point for this one. Then he starts shooting here, and we like, fuck, damn it, he kills a bunch more. He just goes crazy. I think actually this is still his magic. Like he got some fireballs through and everything, and like with his shooting, he kills 2 more. So he managed to get me down below 25%. So he gets full points for the London Sea Guards and half point for my White Lions. And I was like, fuck, I did not expect this. But at least I got 1 combat phase left to break his main unit. So we jump over to combat. And this is actually, yeah, this is after combat. Can you believe it? His general survives again. So I fluff a bunch of attacks. And my other prince also fluff all of his attacks. So we don't do any wounds to each other. It was crazy. So he sticks. Yeah, and the game ends like this. So yeah, like here at the end, it sounds like I was really unlucky, but really, I can't complain because yeah, my shooting did pretty good, my magic did pretty good, and these things just happens. Yeah, so the way we ended up was it was an 11-9, but I won the secondary objective, so I got it to 14-6. So it was still a pretty decent victory for the High Elves. Um, and he was a great opponent. First time I played him. I hope I play him again. Um, yeah, and I'm still. I thought I would win easier. Yeah, because it looked like a pretty. It wasn't a too hard of a list. Like there were no cannons, no steam tank, no flagellants, no war altar. So I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too hard. But he played good, and we went back and forth a bit. It was really tight for a couple of turns. Um, as far as tactical goes, like post game analysis, I don't think I made any mistakes. Like after if I made any mistakes, it was maybe during deployment. But once everything was said and done, most of my moves were statistically, I think. I'm sorry, guys. Statistically correct. Um, if I'm not missing anything, if you would have done anything different, just let me know in the comment section. Um, Maybe I could have moved up more aggressively with the White Lions. Yeah, maybe that would have worked out differently then. But yeah, really fun game. Hope you liked it, and I see you next time.